Welcome everybody. This is the Fireside Chat with me at Xanara, Jyoti here, and I've got here one of my dearest friend, colleagues in the industry, my mentor also, and also somebody I really learn a lot from. Nousrath Bhugeloo is here with us. She's from Mauritius. She's there. We are miles apart. There were times when we both used to really wine and dine every month when I'm there, and it's just very, very sad to see that I'm not able to see her and I have to see her like this on Zoom. But Nousrath, welcome to Fireside Chat. Thank you so much for accepting this.
And it's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Lovely to see you. You're fit. It looks you're absolutely fit. You're doing something right about yourself in this COVID times or whatever you want to call it. Just tell us very quickly about a little bit about yourself. I know we all know you're from Mauritius, but tell us a little bit about your career so far.
Okay, my career, I started really at low level at PWC. In fact, I started before PWC was created, and worked there for 6 years, and then left and went to work for Sun Group in Mauritius, and then worked there for 4 years, and then joined back PWC again. And then PWC in fact had two offshore arms, which was called Abacus at that time, and BCM secretaries, and the two companies, another company merged to create ABAX. So that's how I joined ABAX. I then became the head of business development at ABAX, and then created, the different offices in Africa, and I grew the business, the African part of the business of ABAX.
Fantastic.
And then ABAX got sold to Ocorian.
Yes.
Right? Who's a leading corporate service provider worldwide, present in more than 18 countries.
Yeah.
Right.
So tell us something. You say business development in Africa, right? Now,
yes.
How do you do that? I mean, traveling in, because I see in your profile, I mean, you have covered South Africa, Ivory Coast, Abidjan. I mean, there is a list of it. Yeah. How do you just manage to just pick up the bag and just get on a flight?
Yes, you do. It's a bit tough to do business in Africa, because if you compare like Africa and India, India is like, one country, you go to 4 or 5 cities, you're done. Africa is 54 countries. Of course, you can't go to 54 countries. I personally traveled to 25 countries in Africa. Wow. It's all different cultures, right? And if you want to do business in Africa, you have to go on the ground, right? Unfortunately, right now, everyone is facing difficulties with traveling. You have to do with Zoom calls, team
like
calls.
What we are doing now,
You can't do anything, about it. And that's fine. That's the new norm. It's a new way of doing business. But I really enjoyed learning about the different cultures. What I enjoy most in my career is really building relationships. Understand. And Africans like to see you. They would have confidence in you when they meet with you in person and they see you. Right? So I've been in Lagos many times. I've visited like West African countries. Lagos is one of my preferred cities.
Yes.
And first time I was going there, one of my friend was working with a big US company, came to see me and said, Nousrath, you're going to Lagos, it's not like Mauritius, you need escort. And I was really terrified. You need escort. In Mauritius, you don't see, guns anywhere. So, and I've asked him, but how do you do that? How do you get that? And he got his company to come and pick me up at the airport And then we were in the middle, and there was one car in front, one car behind.
Oh my
And I was
God.
telling my friend, another young lady was traveling with me, and I told her, Anjali, her name is Anjali. I said, Anjali, I hear that it's quite difficult and tough and not easy, and it's even dangerous. If you don't want to go, please don't come. And she said, no, I want to come with you. So the two of us went on adventure. We wanted to visit, and because we have friends there, we know people. So we went on, and on the same day we went to the hotel, and we were speaking French. We found some, a French group were there, and we chatted and made friends with them. And the same day we've gone out. It's not as bad as people say. It's not really bad. You can go out in Lagos. It's fine. And from since then, I have been, I think, 15 times.
Fantastic. But tell me something, when you go to these places, right? I mean, you have safety one side, you have business one side, but how do you find when you're going to meet all the clients and the business development, etc., when they see a woman coming to meet them and traveling alone, and have you found any kind of challenges or disparity there in terms of when people talk to you, when clients talk to you?
When you're alone, a woman, I think they're forced to respect you. I have not felt so much of a problem, except that sometimes you have elderly person, they don't look at you in your eyes, right? I think it's a sign of respect or something like that. But if you are accompanied with a man, right, and you go to a meeting and it's a man who you are meeting, very often the guy will not look at you. He will speak to the person who has accompanied you, even though if the person is your junior, right? That is a bit annoying for me, when you speak, they won't look at you. When they ask questions, yes?
You want to have the eye contact.
Yeah, you want to speak to the person. You want the person to look at you. You're speaking, right?
Yes.
And they would ask question to the other person, and they don't, have eye contact with you. But you just have to ignore it initially. And when you start to speak and they see that you speak sense, then they give you, eye contact, and they give you the respect that you are asking for.
Very good. How are you now recently in the last, you're talking about the COVID times, right? 2020. I know Mauritius has been hard hit. One of the countries which has been hard hit, because obviously we also have business there in Mauritius. And it's even more now. Obviously you had the COVID, you've got the EU grey listing, and then you had the national lockdown again this month. How is it affecting, one is the business, number one, and secondly, enterprising, business-friendly women like yourself? How are you really coping up with this kind of a stress or, mundane life, which has really taken you all maybe out of surprise?
Yes, and I think this time we are a little better prepared at last time. Yeah. And even though Mauritius was COVID-free, right? All board meetings that was happening, everyone was working from home worldwide, right? Yeah. In many countries, in US, in Europe, or in London, people were working from home, right? So it has been a bit of a new normal. So you don't feel that much of a stress. And what is we used to get helpers at home. I find it more difficult last time because you could not get anyone to come and help for the household work. You have to cook, you have to clean the house, you have to do the work, attend board meetings, and it's tough. But then you have family, everyone, helps.
Everyone
have to chips in, everyone does the washing, everyone helps in the cleaning and everything. So it's and for the family, I think it has helped in consolidating, family values, because you are together. Your kids are not out with friends. You see, it's a positive side of it. Of course, there is a lot of negative. Businesses are not doing well. Many businesses are not operating. It's really bad for the economy, and I hope it won't last long. It will be quick, and we are having the vaccination, so we are going out of it. Hopefully, there is some light at the end of this issue. And but it has done good with people, with families. It has consolidated the bond among the family members. But just think about someone living alone. That's tough. So you need to, as far as you can, what I do, I phone my friends, try to speak to them. Those who are living alone, that there is someone, over there, from time to time, speak and ask how they are doing, if everything is all right. That is tough.
Okay, tell me, I read somewhere in one of your profile, you said you mentor women for taking up higher roles in the world. And you spend a lot of time in that and of encouraging them. So what sort of steps do you take? And I know ABAX, alias Ocorian, I know they're a large team, and I know there is a certain a clan of women out there too. And I know you, because personally I've dealt with you, and you had a team of very enterprising ladies in your team. So how do you empower them? So what do you do to empower them?
Right. And see, when I was working at ABAX, we had a team, and I think one of the most important thing is to create a really positive work environment, right? You need to know your team quite well, be with them, and recognize good work and encourage them, and give constructive feedback, right, to them, and give genuine feedback on how they can improve. And if they are doing well, push them to give the best. I always believe that leadership is about caring for others and getting people to do better than yourself. So if you this is something really amazing. If you get someone really to get the best out of them, to give their best, and to become someone better than yourself.
Interesting, very good. You are on the board of, I don't know how many companies. Is it about 7, or is it a limitation in Mauritius?
No, there's no limitation, but yeah, it's a number of companies, yes.
Okay, so that's a great task and a profile to be in. Have you faced challenges there? Is it an equilibrium about male-female board members, or has you have situations where you've got 10 members and you're one of the only flagged woman out there?
Yeah.
How do you manage that? How do you manage to get vetoed out or to be heard? And these are not easy, because all companies are of probably Africa and Europe, but that's your sweet spot, right?
Yeah. I think most of the boards I sit on, I'm almost the only woman, right? In most of them, except for Boardroom Africa. Right? Yeah. Except for Boardroom Africa. But these are people I've known for a long time, right? So I'm quite at ease. And you have good chairpersons in these boards. In some of them, I'm the chairperson. And where I'm the chairperson, there are other, in fact, in 2 or 3, there are other women as well. And it goes on well, It's I have not faced any big difficulty in making myself heard. In fact, I've been given the opportunity, I would say, in these boards, given the opportunity to always express myself. And some of the chairs would really give each one of the board members time to make any comment or make, anything we want to say, they would encourage. I've not really felt any difficulty. The difficulty I have felt is in trying to get other women on the boards.
And why is that?
Because these are boards that are quite big with already 12. In fact, in one or two of these boards, there is a gender policy, right? Which I'm very proud of. We have a gender policy, and in that policy is to push women, as much as we can. It's not only at the board level, but also at all levels of the organization. And it is monitored. And at each meeting, there's a report given on how the gender issue is being tackled. Right? But it's not in all board meetings that we have it. We do have it in a few of them.
Oh, fantastic. Very good. You've had a successful career. I mean, this is how many years of career now in the corporate services?
Yeah, I think more than 25 years.
More than 25 years. And obviously you've worked with different leaders and bosses around this 25 years. I mean, if you have to just summarize this entire journey, Nousrath, in one word, how would you summarize it? In a word, in a sentence? Of course, it's not the end of your journey, right? Obviously, there's a lot of other plans, but
yeah,
how would you summarize yourself?
I think I would say that whatever I have done it with my heart. I'm a very passionate person, and I really believe that you need to really love what you do. If you don't love it, you need to continue to look for something you love, and then you'll give your best. There's no secret about it. It's really, you need to like what you're doing. You really love what you're doing, and really, do it with all your heart. I have always say that those who knows me will know that I say that whatever you're doing in your life, you have to do it 150%. Otherwise, you don't do it. Okay. If you go and buy a dress at a shop, you put all your heart in it. If you do a cooking, you are doing a cake, baking a cake, you put all your heart in it. If you are doing a work, put all your heart in it, and you will succeed. Otherwise, you don't do it.
Fantastic. Nousrath, thank you so much. Now, I'm just going to end this with a few quick questions on you. You can either say pass or you can answer it the way you want. But the first question, it's very quick. So the first question that's coming to you is, what do you see is lacking in most leaders today?
I really cannot generalize. Each person has its own style. Mm-hmm. But what I can see, maybe I would say that many leaders, they have nice vision, right? But poor execution. So it's all about execution and execution and execution. You need to measure and implement.
Okay.
Right.
What's the most fulfilling risk that you have taken? You've taken a risk, it's been rewarding. What is it?
I think changing career, I would say.
Okay.
The time that I changed my career from being a company secretary to come into the global business sector, it has been the most rewarding for me because I really, really loved what I do.
Great. What are the most memorable thing that you would have probably done in your life?
I think the most memorable thing for any woman would be giving birth to their kids.
Which is very interesting. That seems like a common answer for most of the women.
Yeah, there's nothing in the world that can surpass that.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't, there's nothing except if the woman has not been lucky enough to give birth. Otherwise, there's nothing better than that.
Very lovely. That's lovely to hear. Now, tell me one thing. When you have to look back, okay, besides children, is there anything else that you're proud of? Besides work and
there is one thing that I'm really proud of that I would like to share. It's maybe you've heard it, you're my friend, you know it already. It's about my daughter. And I adopted my daughter when she was 3 months old. She's 20 years today. And the story is that, I heard from my sister that a lady has had 4 kids. She was struggling to feed her kids. She was separated from her husband. And she was looking, I was told she was looking for someone to adopt the kids. So initially I wanted to help, and I, sent food to the family. And then afterwards, when I heard that they want people to take over their kids, so I went there and took the little baby. So Sonia today she's my daughter. She's 20 years old. I'm so proud of her. And as a mom, I have given birth to 2 kids. I can tell you sincerely from the deep of my heart, there's absolutely no difference between the love that you give to your kids that you have given birth and the love that you've given to the small baby that you have adopted.
I have personally met Sonia a few times, and I really know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
So yes, go on.
Yeah. One last question is that when you're faced with a problem, say you're faced with an adversity at the moment, what drives you and keeps you motivated?
Look, there is always challenges. Adversity is always there. So you need to keep your end goal in mind, right? And otherwise, if you don't have challenges, life would be, monotonous. So you have to have challenges, and you just look at your goals and you want to achieve and you go on. You don't let, any mistakes or any failure to stop you. It's always lessons that you've learned. And you would never repeat these mistakes, right, again. But you continue, you focus on what you want to achieve, and you will reach there.
Tell me one thing, one last question. This may get edited, but anyway, what is it that one thing that you would like to change in your life, if ever you were given an opportunity? It could be anything, could be nothing as well. Huh?
Yeah. No. One thing I would like to change is the perception of women. That women, should be at home. Women should be, just a mother of my child, or raise up just to bring a family. And the fact that women and men are not given the same opportunity. I'm telling you, in this time, 2021, woman is not paid the same salary as men. Right. We were looking for a daycarer for my father-in-law, and the guy was telling us it's cheaper if you get a woman for the same work. I was so angry when I heard that. It's still happening in our world with all the things around us. Women are not giving the same opportunity to men. That is the one thing I would love to really change.
Great. Nousrath, thank you so much. Thank you really, really much. This is one of the best ones I think we're going to have now, because there's a lot of learning in what you've said. There's a lot of pointers, and we're going to definitely use this for a nice strong message. But thank you, Nousrath, and I'll speak to you soon, and we'll definitely reach out to you again. But please continue and
thank you so
much. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Pleasure. Thank you.